Good morning from Teacher Melissa, and I've got a special video today that was a special request from some of my Facebook friends and YouTube subscribers about what to do about the double O sounds, the two sounds of double O. So Jessica asked because she was having some struggles with a student who kept saying it wrong, and Dawn and Amy chimed in and said, let's check with Melissa. And there were a lot of other great suggestions on that same post about how to handle this, and they are all great suggestions. So I'm going to give you my particular take on how to help a student who is struggling. So first off, you need to have some good visuals. And we got lots of ideas for visuals from some other great VIP Kid teachers. So you might use a book for or a rooster for ooh, and show those visuals to help and show it every time. So those are great suggestions. And so pick a visual that you've got that will work for you. For instance, I happen to use a cow for moo, and the good old good job, good, because we say this a lot. So I have these two visuals, and I'll repeat them often. Now, here is the key for a student who is struggling. Make sure, point it out, emphasize there are two sounds, and you must choose. You might even number these. This might even be sound 1 and sound 2. Really point out that there are two sounds and they have to make a choice. So this is the strategy that I suggest for when you have a student who is really struggling. Make them choose. Now, this works best if you stick with the same visual. Don't do good, book, and show a bunch of visuals. It's too much going on in the brain at once. Pick your visual and stick with it with that student. And use the same visual every time. And force that choice. So how I do this is when I get to a screen, to a slide, and it's got one of these words on there, any word that has the double O sound. I will, first thing, I know the student's struggling, so I hone right in and I'll circle that word. And I will say the word correctly and show them the visual. Okay? So this one might be food, food. Ooh, moo, food. So whatever the word is. And I will show the same visual every time and show them what it is. Now, once we get going on that, I might get to a reading slide and I'll see a word with double O. I'll circle it ahead and I'll show my two visuals. 1 or 2. Ooh or And I'll help them choose. Maybe they're ready to choose. But I give them warning ahead of time. Kids need this. They need to remember there are two and they must choose. So help them to remember that. But please only do one visual picture. That will help. Now, there's not that kind of restriction on words. So I do give them word lists as my second strategy. So if I am doing the ooh sound, I might start a list with my student. Here's one of my completed lists. I'll say moo, food, mood, moo, two, bamboo, zoo, ooh, 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 food, mood, moo, two, bamboo, zoo. I might only have 2 on this list. I might have 3. I might add to it each time. We might do nonsense words. 1 picture, a list of the words. So for good, I might hold up this. Good job. And then I'll hold up my list. Good book. Look. Took. Wood. Good. And I'll sing my little list and I'll add to the list 1 visual and then a list of words with a double O. Okay, so that's the second thing. Show them a list of the words. Whatever you do, do not throw in other rhyming words that spell differently than OO, because this is the sticking point. There's plenty of words that rhyme with food, shoe, chew, all different kinds of spellings. You are going to confuse the issue. Stick with the spelling of OO, especially if you're in pronunciation classes for now. Plenty of time later, plenty of time in other classes to talk about rhyming words. Your student is confused because this letters, OO combination, has different sounds. So stick with the OO spelling and don't get off into the two different kinds of wood, things like that. Don't do that. So one visual, one picture, but lists of words, okay? Now, and this is another thing that I really think you should do, is you should make sure that you're putting this in feedback, because I often suspect what is happening is a parent or someone else has told them what the OO sound is and they only know the one sound, so they just keep saying it, and other parents are correcting. So I'm very specific in feedback. Thank you for helping Susie with the two different sounds of O. And then I'll give one of my lists, like good, book, look, took. And then I'll say sound 1 and the sound 2 of OO. And then I'll give a list of those words. Thank you for helping Susie choose which sound in the word. And I'll say that to parents. And if it continues, I will also send a ticket in to their LP, their learning partner. I'll send a ticket through FreshDesk and have them just say thank you for reminding the parent that there are two sounds of OO, very much like I left in feedback. Because I really think just what's happening is there's somebody somewhere else correcting them and making them say only one sound. And so that can be real confusing. So sometimes a ticket just helps out a little bit. So I do that in feedback, and I submit a ticket to FreshDesk. So you can use this with lots of other sounds. Anything where like TH makes two sounds, EA makes two sounds, short E, and long E. So there's different sounds you can try it in, but I think it's key. One visual and stick with it. And then when you give a list of words, make sure they all have that spelling. We're not confusing the issue with other rhyming words. So lots of good ideas about visuals came from our group. Thank you. Choose a visual, see what works for you. Have a great day.